What's happening, y'all? It is me, your resident supervillain, Mr. J. Washington. I'm back again doing another one of these Let's Talk things. Excuse me. Thank you to everybody who has been rocking with me as I've been doing these. Not only am I streaming live on my YouTube channel, I am also streaming live on my Instagram channel. So I thank you guys, everybody who's watching, everybody's part of it. I'll be acknowledging everybody. Again, Instagram, you're a little bit of on a delay, like maybe a 19-second delay. Connell Lamar, what's happening? I see you over there. Appreciate you. Yeah, thank you again. Thank you to everybody, like I said, who's been watching and rocking with these, man, who's been excited that I've been going live more with these and trying to have more things to bring you guys and talk about. So here's the deal. We're going to talk a lot. You see what we said? We're talking about the Superman Day. Happy Superman Day. We're going to talk about the behind the scenes look from Superman that dropped. Going to talk the Him trailer that dropped and whatever else pops up in the moment. Any BC, shouts out to Fred Tax 304 over on YouTube, says, okay, Superman, let's do this. Any BC today? I do not know. I have not heard from him. I don't know if he's at work, he's still sick, or whatever the case may be. But I will be here, of course. Super chats are on in YouTube. If you do not want to send super chats, my Venmo Cash up there, you can send whatever you want to send in the memo, just like when we do Blurs in the Hood. Or you can do the Blurs in the Hood tip thing, and then I'll read them from there. All these different things will keep me interacting with y'all. I have been trying to, like I said, keep this going as much as I can. One of the biggest things for me has been doing this that I've been needing to do. So, I have a picture on my computer screen, and it is blocking a lot of the things I need to see. So let's get into it. It is Superman Day. All right, it is Superman Day. For those who do not know, Superman was started back by Jerry Siegel and Joel Shuster. All right. He is considered the first and best comic book superhero by many. Now, a lot of people disagree with that and feel a certain way, but I digress. Here's the thing. Now, I don't know if I can play. Matter of fact, I believe I can. I believe I can play it. So if you didn't see the behind the scenes look of Superman, the upcoming film directed by James Gunn, no, I'm not going to bother trying to play it. I don't want to take any chances. Hope you're doing well, Jake. Thank you, JMB. I appreciate it. I'm not going to play the trailer thing. Leo LaFleur says, what's good, bro? Yo, big bro, what's good? When you come back to Chicago and what's going on, bro? I don't know what nobody is talking about. I don't know what's going on with anybody. I'm coming back whenever I get a chance to. I'm not paying attention to anything of sorts. I guess why do people, you gotta stop the beef between, but I don't have, let me establish this real quick at the gate. Please do not come to me. I know you're not doing this particularly. Don't ever come to me with bullshit about like beef, because I don't have any beef with anyone. I don't have time to have beef with anyone. I don't concern myself with people that I'm not, that may say or whatever, do whatever. I don't have time for that. I am dealing with my own things. I'm doing my own thing. So to say beef and all that, I don't. I'm grown. I'm fucking grown. I'm not even here. I'm not here for that. So if you want to have those conversations, have them with somebody else. Don't have them with me. We're not doing that. Anyway, James Gunn dropped a behind-the-scenes look of Superman. And what it did is gave us a lot more good looks of David Cornsweet as the Man of Steel. And I will admit, I am starting to more and more be excited for this film, right? These different looks have been quite phenomenal. Now, one of the things, I'm trying to find the one particular photo that I saw, which is one, this is the one. This is the picture right here that has gotten me the most excited, I think, about this movie. And it's seeing him as Clark Kent versus him as Superman. And I say that because I think this is arguably the very first time where we have had a distinct differential look between Clark Kent and between Superman. The fact you see him as Clark Kent, hair disheveled, the glasses, everything. That is, you could not look at that dude and tell that the dude on the left of your screen will be the dude on the right of your screen. And so for that, I am super excited. Now, behind the scenes showed a lot of stuff. And one of the biggest things it showed, now, if you remember in the most recent extended look that we got from CinemaCon in Vegas, it showed us him being taken to the Fortress of Solitude by Crypto, right? So when we got into the Fortress of Solitude, the robots are there. Well, one of the biggest things that the behind the scenes featurette showed is James Gunn with the robots, and the robots are practical. Like, I don't know if people understand exactly what that means. Like, I'm gonna get to, I see some comments on IG. Give me a hot second, I'll get to you guys. But the fact that the robots are practical and not CGI means a lot. Like, I think it shows he wanted to put a lot more heart into it. I think a lot of us believed that there was going to be so much CGI stuff. Like, there's certain things you got to do CGI with, right? Like when it comes to him flying, running, Superman running, flying, using X-ray vision, using breath. But Superman the movie did the same thing. Oh, what do you mean? Quinn Taylor, what do you mean when you say Superman the movie did the same thing? But on Instagram, let me go over here. Serpentine Mew says, I'm so excited for it. Look how normal and goofy he looks as Clark. I'm enamored. Which, again, that's what you're supposed to. You're supposed to like how you're supposed to see two different fucking people. Jennifer's Troop 82 says, it's so hard for me to get behind each actor as Superman. But you are right. I, too, like in his pictures, you can tell the difference. I think the thing, too, is a lot of people, and I said this in my reaction that I did that's on the channel. Here's the biggest issue that's going to come up with this movie. The biggest thing that's going to come up is people have to learn how to let go of the past. Now, for those who might want to play oblivious or don't know what I'm talking about, let go. If you were a Snyder fan, it is what it is. You were a Zack Snyder fan. You wanted Cavill. You wanted all these things, but that's done. You've got to let it go. Okay? It's not coming back. No matter how much you people make hashtags and try to do shit on social media, it is not coming back. So you either have one or two choices legitimately. Either get on board with the new regime of what DC is doing moving forward, or don't. But complaining about, oh, I don't like this, I don't like how he looks here, I don't like how he looks there, it looked just better when Zack Snyder did it, it's beating the dead horse. It's beating a dead horse because it's not changing. It's not coming back. It's not going back to the way it was. All right. So I think people have to, the Clark Superman thing, you said that the original Christopher Reeve thing did that. I don't even feel like the Reeve thing did it as much. I don't think the Reeve thing did it as much of a difference as opposed to what it is now. So that's the thing. Yeah, there's so many comments on both of these. I'm gonna get to them all as I can. Tay says, to be honest, I'm low-key excited for this version of Superman. And again, like I said, it took seeing a lot of this movie, a lot of these behind the scenes, the photos and stuff like that, for me to really get the feel of it. I think this one kind of cemented it, but it also is, yes, it's Superman Day. But there's something I said in my reaction where it is also kind of funny and ironic. Yes, it is Superman Day. I know this. But what is this movie's biggest competitor at the box office for this summer? Fantastic Four. What just dropped yesterday? The Fantastic Four trailer. So it's like he's got the anticipation for Fantastic Four is going to be up regardless, because we're all, and I use that term in general, we're all hoping that this is Marvel Studios' version is what will be the better version going forward, because we all have the stank and the taste of Band 4 stick, right? But now you have that. So then when you have James Gunn doing this, and then you have some people who have been like, oh, it's just going to be Superman with dick jokes and crude humor or whatever. That may be fair with those jokes. but it's also going to be as comic book accurate as you can get because he's a comic book fan. So the colorfulness, the sometimes goofy look, the certain things that are like over quirky, yeah, you're gonna get that out of James Gunn. That's who he is. That's what he does. Pardon me. David Mitchell says, I think the majority don't care about the past because the majority didn't show up to those movies. It's just a small minority that's still talking about the past. That part. I definitely agree. I don't think it's a large group of these people, the still the Snyder thing that keep going on social media. And I don't think it's a big enough contingent to completely tank or mess up a movie's box office numbers. But it's just the fact that it still exists. That's the thing I'm on. The fact that there are still people who just won't let it go. Like, let it go. All right. Again, super chat to open up. You're on my YouTube channel. Over on Instagram, Jennifer's Troop 82 says, LOL, I barely got behind the cowboy actor as well. I'm an old school head. I enjoyed the original. I enjoyed the different aspects, like Dean Cain or Smallville. I thought Cavill was too obvious. Reeves was the best. Wow. Okay. Okay. But again, I think that's the thing. That's the beautiful thing, though, when you have multiple variations of a certain character, right? Everybody has who's their best Batman. People who have who's their best Spider-Man. There literally are people who have who's their best Incredible Hulk. You know what I'm saying? So people are gonna have who their best Superman is. Like some people, like right now, we're going, there are 3 Wonder Women. There was Gal, Linda, and the woman from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They gave it a 1 and it was like, ooh, this is ass. But people have their favorites. People really have their favorites. So it's understandable. But I think the thing is, the only way you get to your favorite is by seeing them all, giving them all a shot, and then figuring out what you want to do. Serpentine Muse says, I love the cheesy, goofy stuff. I tend to really love Gunn's comic book movie visions. Look, I have said it before. I'm a fan of his work, what he does with comic book movies. Listen, he made me love a talking raccoon and a talking tree. He made me get emotional about a talking raccoon and a talking tree. Okay. That is crazy to me. But he was able to do that. He took a character like Peacemaker, who you got to take the John Cena part out of it in a sense. No one knew who Peacemaker was if you weren't a diehard comic book fan. Nobody gave a shit who Peacemaker was if you weren't a diehard comic book fan. But then he took a character. Not only did he make you hate him real quick in one movie, then flipped the script in a series and made you feel sorry for him. All right, here's a thing. Okay. So Quintel says this. The problem with Gunn was he never tried bringing in the Zack Snyder fans into the fold. Why does he have to? You're not the first person to say that to me. You're not the first person to say that to me or me hearing it. Here's the thing. I don't know why people feel like he had to reach out to those fans, because those fans are going to be a certain way regardless. If it isn't the Zack Snyder shit, they don't care. So I don't think he had to. What was there to reach out to? Also, this is his regime. This is his thing. And it literally, I hate to be the dude to repeat this statement, but it's either you have 2 options. You get on board or you don't. It sucks to have to say it that way. Don't get me wrong. It sucks saying it that way. But there's no reason James Gunn or any director or any creative studio head should have to try to kowtow what they're doing to a whole bunch of fans who are, for all intents and purposes, sour as shit. It just is what it is. And I know people say, well, you want them to spend money. Yeah, true. But for those that don't spend, like we just said earlier, there's a small minority. For those that don't, others will. Look, all of us have taken a look. Listen to this. He took a dump on their fan. All of us have, because it's fucking stupid. Let's just be real. Because you know why it's stupid? Because they haven't and won't let it the fuck go. You have to let it go. Motherfuckers kept crying and crying, release the Snyderverse. And then it was released. And then after it was released, they were like, all right, we're officially done with this shit. Well, no, you got to restore it. And it was like, no, we're not. And they kept crying and whining. So it's like, yeah, your fandom is becoming annoying. When you had execs at Warner Brothers in DC getting emails from fans where all it's just saying is that, yeah, fuck that fandom. I would say the same thing about Marvel fans, about Star Wars, Star Trek, Invincible, The Boys, etc., etc. Fuck them. No, nobody's gonna cater to your feelings because your feelings are hurt. That the shit you thought was gonna happen was dead in the water. Why? Why? Fuck it. There's no reason to be like, hey guys, I'm doing this, but I really want your money. No, he doesn't have to. And I don't blame him for not doing it. I don't blame him for not. Because he wants to do what he's gonna do. He know he has his fandom, and because his fandom is what got him in that role. His fandom is what got him in that position of not only running DC Studios, but being the writer and helmer of the first film. So I think it's a good thing. Jennifer said, would it be the same for a Black Superman though? Now, here's my thoughts on that. I do think he was hella bogus for canceling the Michael B. Jordan, Calvin Evans, that project, because that was supposed to be a thing going, but then it's seemingly, I don't know if it's gotten scrapped or just moved to the side, because I don't know. Also, I'm not 100% sure he wants to do all these Elseworld things. The Batman 2, like Matt Reeves, unfortunately, has some health things he's dealing with. So that's been pushed to the side, by the way, pushed to the wayside for a while. Joker 2, after that bombed, it's over with. So it's like that's done. So now they can focus on their direct universe. DC for years has always been known of its Elseworlds thing, having this going, that going, multiple Batmans, all these different things. And that's true. But now I think it's trying to streamline shit. It's trying to streamline things. And so I think that's the thing. But yeah. Real quick, Jennifer Stu said, I wish I could keep watching because I do enjoy your videos. And it's the first live I was able to attend, but I had to go to work. Okay, I completely understand. Thank you for that. So did not know about Superman Day. I'm more of a Marvel fan than a DC. Listen, I didn't know it was Superman Day. I just knew he dropped the thing. Until I started seeing it kept being Superman Day. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay. So yeah. But yeah, but I appreciate you. But you turn people against, but the only people he turned are the Snyder fans who listen, I'm assuming you're a Zack Snyder fan, and this is probably the last thing I'm gonna address on this. Zack Snyder fans wanted James Gunn to kiss their ass and be like, I really, really want you guys on board. You guys, I know you're heartbroken and you're sad and you're going to keep tweeting and all these things, but listen, hey, I'm doing something new. You're not getting Henry Cavill anymore. Your Man of Steel 2 is dead in the water. You're never getting another Justice League. All those people, that's done. And because even now, how much is he? You're not getting it. That he said Jason Momoa is coming on board with me as Lobo. So you gotta, damn, let that shit go. Let that shit go. That director ain't finna kiss y'all ass because y'all mad and salty. He ain't finna kiss y'all ass because y'all like, we ain't getting the person we want. You're not. So since they say, well, he ain't trying to be with y'all, you either gonna get on board or you're not. And more than likely, let's keep it a buck. A lot of people, whether they want to admit it or not, are just gonna hate watch. And yes, I'm including hate watching when it goes on streaming. So I know people are like, well, what about the box office numbers? I get it. But I'm including hate watching when it comes to streaming because that's what people are going to do. There are people who are going to turn it on and just do this the whole time, the whole movie's on. And here's the problem. No one cares if you're like this or even like this when you're watching it when it's streaming. All they care is that it's streaming. That's what they care about. What was some other shots that we got that I wanted to bring up? Oh, he's going to definitely be a fun Lobo. He's going to be crazy. What was the other? Isabel Merced as Hawk Girl. I love this picture of her. I think the suit is dope. This right here, the Metamorph, I did not know what to expect. But damn, again, a lot more practical usage of things as opposed to there is going to be CGI, but a lot of practical usage and probably a mixture of both. So I think that's going to be definitely dope. The scenery will have so many bite marks from all the chewing. Oh, it's going to chew up so much scenery. Let's do what else? Let me see if I had any more pictures from the thing that they took. And nope. That's not from there. That's not from there. Okay. This is the second thing I want to talk about. The first teaser trailer from him dropped. Now, this is not Jordan Peele's movie. He is producing it. But because when you hear what it is and hear what it's about, you're like, this completely freaking tracks. So the story of him is like it's a college athlete, college football player, quarterback, who meets up with his idol, and his idol basically asks him, what would he do? What is he willing to sacrifice for success and fame? Now, if you didn't watch the trailer, I highly recommend to watch it. You can even go watch my reaction to it over here on the channel. Yeah, I saw some things in the YouTube comment. Let me get to them in a second. But you got to go check that out. Marlon Wayans is incredible in this. Like, there's some scenes of Marlon Wayans. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, and then starring Tyreek Withers as well. Now, if you don't remember Tyreek, if you ever watched Atlanta, he was in season 3 of Atlanta, the episode that Kevin Samuels was in, to be exact. And that's because he was the one where he was half black, half white, and he couldn't fit in with his white friends. So then he tried to fit in with the black people, and he didn't fit in there. And so all those things. But there is so much imagery. Like, there's this scene that happens earlier where he runs head on into another football player. And it's almost like crack. You see like the skull and everything, like a crack, like a concussion. Yeah, it was the white passing episode. Absolutely. And I was like, yo, this feels like the way they structured this trailer. You don't fully know when things are happening, but I wouldn't be surprised. Like, there's so much, like there's so much imagery, and there's so much that goes along the lines with it. Now, one of the biggest things I'm gonna bring up some of these comments real quick before I bring this thing up. Let me see. Leo says, with Gods and Monsters being the overline story arc, do you think we see Dr. Fate? Probably. It wouldn't be surprising. I think we get a better look. Having Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate and Black Adam was dope to say you had Pierce Brosnan, but I think you're gonna get a real Dr. Fate with this one. Sam Messiah says, we as a fan, we got to give James Gunn a chance for a movie we have not seen yet. Jay, sir, you are nailing all the points here. Thank you. We don't even know what the movie's going to be. Said he's trying to get the general audience to show up to this movie because the general audience will replace the Snyder Code because they're more bigger than them. Absolutely. Also said, saw the him trailer with Sinners last night, and I'm beyond hyped for it. Yo, I got to go see Sinners. That's another thing I got to go do. That trailer is crazy. But here was the thing I kept talking about when I did my reaction to this trailer. If you watch this trailer, there are going to be so many think pieces, so many articles written about athletes, entertainers, sacrifice, rituals, what else? The Illuminati, all these things, devil worship. And now there is a lot of devil imagery, which I think Marlon Wayans' character is probably the devil, a demon, or sort of like that. But I do think that's what's happening in the film. But I know there are going to be a lot of these discussions because there is always a discussion of no matter who. Here's the thing. I said this again in the thing. There's this thing for some reason that when a person in any form of entertainment, that be athletic, performance, what have you, when they become successful, the only reason they're successful is because they've sold their soul, they've sold their integrity, they've sold their booty holes. I always say when people consistently do this, you are literally instantly discrediting everyone who has ever earned anything. Am I saying that there are some people who have done that, Who they were saying that there are people that actually have done that? No, because I know there are people that have done it. There are people that absolutely have probably sacrificed themselves, their dignity, et cetera, for success. It just is what it is. That happens, unfortunately, in every facet of life, and it ain't even just entertainment. Look at how many people in corporate America we hear about sleeping with execs, whether they be opposite or same sex, just to get ahead. So it happens. I don't discredit that. That does happen. But to say that damn near everybody that gets it either has to be devil worshiping or sold their soul or sold their integrity, their body, I think that's dismissive. Now, in this situation with the film, I think it absolutely addresses that. I believe it absolutely addresses that. You always have something when something happens now. You see a celebrity do something and maybe quirky or funny. You got people going, up, that's it. John Cena was nude for a little skit they did with the Oscars this year. And I remember reading people going, well, that was his humiliation ritual into the Illuminati. And I'm like, if John Cena being naked at the Oscars, is it you? I don't know if you paid attention to what John Cena's done outside of pro wrestling for the past 9-10 years. Where have you been? That can't be it. Because it's something you think it's weird, and the only reason it's weird is because it's that. That's the part I always have a problem with. That's the part I always push back on. So again, when I see this trailer, when I see this film, and I know the conversation that's going to come behind it, I know the conversation is going to follow it. It's a thing for me. Hold on, let me see. I think I got some number on Streamlabs. I will call Lamont back. Streamlabs.com/blurs-in-the-hood/tip. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to navigate 90 different things. Fantastic says, I'm excited for Superman. I like all versions of Superman. They're all good and bad. It's about enjoying what's on the screen. Superman is the possibility of how good we can be. I agree. I also think people forget Superman is what was the thing that Bill said in Kill Bill? Superman is the real him, right? Clark Kent is how he sees humans. That's his version of what humans are. But that's going back to that. But back to the Sinners thing. The Sinners, excuse me, the him thing. I gotta watch Sinners today or tomorrow. Him is going to spark a real big conversation. It is definitely going to spark a conversation that a lot of people are going to have. And again, the discussion that says basically you can't. I just don't like that discussion that you cannot be successful in any form of entertainment or media or sports unless you have sold your soul. I always want to disagree and push back on that because you're saying I can't have a talent that supersedes the norm. You're saying that my talent always has to stop at this point, whatever this point is. And the only way it exceeds this point is if I denigrate myself. That's wild to me. That's wild to me. I don't know if people are saying Denzel Washington has done that, or you're saying Meryl Streep has done that, Jennifer Lawrence has done that. People already said Lil Nas X did that because he came out as gay and his performances. But it's like I always saw that with Lil Nas X as you gonna talk about it, I'm gonna roll with it. When Beyonce said in whatever, I can't remember the song off the top of my head. Y'all hate is corny with that Illuminati mess when she started out with it. Because it's like, I'm going to address what you keep talking about because you keep saying the only reason I'm so successful is this. Oh, well, look at the Sasha Fierce. Look at you slow down a video, watch her face change. Like you slow down a face when it's in motion, you're going to see weird shit. That's just natural. Like a face that's muscles and movement and all this other stuff. And it primarily is black people that always say black artists have done that, which again, I really fucking, let me see some of these. Black Punk just said it. It's mostly black artists that get their soul talk. Most times you can see the talent oozing out of them. Absolutely. I really don't hear of people saying white artists white entertainers, all this. I've never heard anybody say Taylor Swift has sold her soul. I have not heard anybody say that. I have not heard anybody say Taylor Swift sold her soul. I have not heard anybody say Adele sold her soul. Who else? Who's a Harry Styles, Ed Sheeran, Timothy Chalamet, Rami Malek. I haven't heard anybody say these people have sold their soul. It's just openly okay to say that these people are talented. So why is it with Black people? It is always that's the only way you excel. And the problem is it's coming from Black people. So this film, I know Tyreek Withers is mixed. It just will play into it. Sam Sia said the think pieces and thesis that'll be done on him, excuse me, will be very interesting to see and how it's tackled, no pun intended, later on. Absolutely. It's going to be extremely interesting to see how all of this plays out. It really, really is. Serpentine Muse said, nah, people say Swift is a sleeper agent, though, which is the wildest shit to me. Like, how is she a sleeper agent? I just don't understand how people just can't say people have talent. Again, am I saying that there are people who do this shit, this heinous stuff and whatever? No, I'm not saying that, because there are people who do it. There are people I know for a moment who'll tell you, yeah, I got to do this for a couple $1 million. I absolutely will. I know people who say that. But for every one person that says that, there are 30, 40 others who are like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to let my talent shine through. I'm going to let who I am be the person. So, yeah, you can't fight with crazy sometimes. That is true indeed. I'm trying to think, is there anything else I wanted to talk about besides these two things? That, and then I'm sorry because I got thrown off by the BS that was thrown at me earlier when the stream started. I'm really thrown off by that, and it really fucked with me because I don't like bringing up bullshit that has nothing to do with me. So let me see. Yeah, I think that is all I really wanted to talk about. I'm gonna keep posting more stuff. I'm gonna keep going live here and on the IG. After a while, I'm just using the Instagram live to feed people over to the YouTube. So, pretty soon it's just going to be straight here. You know what? I thought about it. I haven't followed enough of Star Wars Celebration to talk about it, and I didn't prep enough in advance. Also, I didn't really sleep. So I apologize for that. I saw a lot of great stuff has come up. That is on me. I will more than likely talk about the Celebration stuff on Tuesday. Yeah, on Tuesday. Y'all already know where to find me outside of this, social media wise. Everywhere, Mr. J Washington. If you are a member of the Supervillain Squad on Patreon, thank you. There's a bunch of stuff up there. All that good shit and more, man. I got shows. I'll be everywhere. I'll be all these different places soon. So thank y'all for rocking with your boy. I will holler. Oh, let me see how I can do this. Okay. I try something, so we're gonna see if it works. Okay, give me a second. This should work. Outro video. Bam. Cool. Set it outro video. All right. I'm about to get up out of here though. Holler at y'all later. Take care. I'm out. Peace.
Bye, bitch. 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 Bye, bitch.